You know, like you desire King David, but you wouldn't desire David when he was a shepherd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes a particular gentleness to be able to handle a woman's emotions.
Welcome back to Let Them Hear. My name is Vejay, and I believe that faith comes through hearing and through hearing the word of God. Today, I have a special type of episode. I am joined by two amazing guests. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
My name is Keon. This is my lovely wife, Matejah.
I'm the lovely wife, Matejah.
So this episode, I want to have a discussion about Christian dating, courtship, the difference, as well as some sound, helpful advice we can all get from this video to go and apply into our lives. You guys ready to start?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So my first question is, what is the difference between courting and dating?
I think you can answer that well.
Yeah. The difference between courting and dating. Dating is pursuing multiple people at the same time, whereas courtship is pursuing one individual person in progressive levels towards the expectation of marriage. You know, people date to, like, you know, let me try here to see what I like within those people, whereas courtship is let me stay here and journey with this person throughout each levels that leads to marriage.
Okay, so courtship is more like you're dedicated to one person.
Yes.
And dating is more like it's like a search almost. You know? Okay. Awesome. So now I have a follow-up question, right? What should a man of God and a woman of God look for in someone of interest? Like, should it be do they have a relationship with God, or their character, their body shape? Like, what would that tier list or the priorities be? What should they be?
Take it, love.
Okay. As a woman of God, I think it's important for women of God to first have themselves together, because I think it's so easy to search for certain characteristics in a person, but not necessarily self-assess and say, can I reciprocate what I'm looking for? You know, can I give with the same expectation that I expect? You know, so I think it's important first to make sure as a woman of God, you in a proper place, or you are in a good place of standing where firstly the Lord wants you to date or court. Because sometimes he has you in a season of singleness where he doesn't want you to date or court, period. That's a whole different conversation. But once those things are checked off of the list, I would say when looking for a man of God, you should be looking for firstly a man of faith, and not just a man of tradition or religion, not just a man that goes to church every Sunday, or a man that grew up with two Christian parents. You live that for yourself. You chose that independently for yourself, and you pursue Christ independent minded. You weren't not just you grew up in a household with Christian, you know what I mean? You have that own sense of depth for yourself. And while the faith is definitely the most important, I think it's also important to consider a person's character. Is this a integral person?
Yeah.
Is this a kind person? I think, and it's something I learned from Keon, fruits of the Spirit are a really good marker for assessing someone's character.
Okay.
Right. So I think women should also use that to kind of assess a man's character and say, okay, is this a suitable candidate? And then that goes back to what are your standards? So is this a suitable candidate depends on your personal standards. And as a woman of God, I think they should always be high, not unrealistically high, but I think they should be, Jesus Christ is our Savior. The standard should be.
What do you think exactly is unrealistically high? What is too high?
Too high is he got to pay for my hair and my nails and my this appointment and my that appointment, and he have to make this amount of money, and he can't be no broke guy, and he have to have several businesses. He has to be an entrepreneur. He has to have his own car, and some of those things are attainable. But if we are young Christians in the courting stage, I think we also have to be realistic in remembering that we just entered adulthood not too long ago.
Yeah,
that's true.
And we got to give ourselves, and we have to give the men some time to realistically build these things. And that goes back to what I was saying. Do you have those things as a woman?
You also gotta leave room for the Lord to work. I saw this on one of the Perry's podcast where they were saying you so much desire this within your partner that you ain't leave no room for God to allow them to get there. You know, like you desire King David, but you ain't desire David when he was a shepherd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta leave room for the Holy Spirit to work.
Yeah, that's good too.
That was very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Okay, so since we're on the topic of, negotiables, non-negotiables, did you guys have any when you were single? Like, what were some of your non-negotiables in your single season?
If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, it can't work. I made that very, very plain and evident from the jump. That was a non-negotiable. Interesting fact, when I found Matejah, I didn't even know that yet. So it was kind of just like a plus, a perk. But absolute non-negotiable is having a relationship with the Lord. Another non-negotiable is just being a kind-hearted person. Patience is also one of them. Because, like she said, we're young, but we're also imperfect people. So if you're impatient, you ain't allowing no grace within this in order for it to work. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about patience, like my patience was heavily tested driving on the road this evening because multiple people, like, when you're just driving straight and these people just shoot out the corner in front of you without even looking left or right, like it really irritates, it grinds my gears.
You speaking Matejah language right now.
Hey, oh my gosh. No one is blow their horn more than me.
Oh wow.
I blow my horn like regularly.
Standby.
What?
Yeah. So I think that God builds our patience in different ways that leaks over into different parts of our life. Like, for example, he could use that patience that he's building in me from not road raging to being patient with somebody like my significant other, for example. Well, in the future, because I'm still single right now.
And that's on period.
And I'm actually learning from you guys right now what to expect, what not to expect, how to conduct myself in the single season as well as whenever I get into my future relationship. And so I appreciate y'all for that as well.
Happy to have
I love that. Who would have thought, bro? You know?
Yeah.
Like the Lord would use me to inspire other people.
Absolutely, bro.
That's
Both of you are an
crazy.
inspiration. I hope y'all know that.
Child. I out of humility, I try not to soak it in too much. Because I feel like it's so easy to say, look how much people look at me or how many eyes are on me, and it's a real, like, it could really gas your head up in an unhealthy way. So out of humility, I try not to, like, obviously I take the responsibility very serious, the responsibility of being impactful in the things I do and say, but I match it with humility. I try to.
Okay, that's good. That makes sense. Like for me, I guess sometimes I have a little, not really an issue, but sometimes when people tell me I inspire others or I'm an encouraging guy, I don't really believe it deep down. Like I say thank you, but I don't really feel it. Like I just go about my day.
Is that the humility, or that's just
Or is it self-doubt?
you just don't see it?
I don't know.
That's powerful.
I'm not entirely sure, but
That's real though.
I'm taking it for humility. I'm really hoping it's humility.
I praise it.
Yeah.
But I see the work you be doing on your school campus and stuff like that. What's your practice into maintaining that type of influential status at school?
You mean what do I do to kind of keep it up in a way? Well,
'Cause I'm pretty sure it could get degrading, or it could get tiring, or
oh yeah, it absolutely gets tiring. But I have brothers in Christ. We have this group, this WhatsApp group, called the Brotherhood. Like it's a generic name, but we hold each other accountable in Christ. We encourage each other. We have little meetups, Bible study, or whether it be a regular conversation, and they hold me accountable and they encourage me like, yo, keep going. You're doing great, even when I feel like I'm not. You know?
That's so needed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I always, if anybody watches my content, I always boost fellowship, Christian community. It's so important. And the reason why is because of a season that I was in a few years back where I was fighting this fight alone. I was the one who strayed away from the 99. And I thought that I could take on all the wolves by myself.
Oh.
Didn't happen. So Jesus had to leave the 99, come for me, and then show me, yo, this is where you belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I preach fellowship very often because it's seriously important. It's like it's a detrimental act to think that you could continue this walk by yourself.
Yeah.
So the love and the appreciation I have for my friends and everybody in my life who's holding me accountable is strong.
Yeah, accountability is
It's also low-key prideful
The thing that you could do by
to
yourself.
believe that you are strong enough to
That's
do
true.
it by yourself.
I never really thought about it that way until like Jesus had to slap me in the back of my head, tell me, yo, this is not right.
Who you think you is?
Like, who do you think you are? Yeah, but we're reeling it back in. I feel like we should talk about more of the character part. So what are some characteristics that, let's start with the women of God first. What are some characteristics that women of God should look for in a man of God?
Okay. So I think leadership is a really big one.
How do you
Really, really big one.
Yeah.
I cannot speak for all women, but I think I can speak for most when I say that women desire to be led. Like women don't desire to be in hyper independence mode all the time. Coming from a woman who struggles with being hyper independent and having to be in survival mode at a really young age, I don't want to have to think heavily all the time around my partner. Like I would love, I love when he takes the lead in whether it's solving my problems or giving me godly advice, especially in the courting stage, giving me godly advice and godly counsel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a really big characteristic, that leadership aspect. And not even just leadership in the relationship, but leadership as an individual. Do you lead in your own capacities away from this union or away from this courtship? You know, like are you a leadership in your own family home? Are you a leader in your own family home and on your job? Do you have the drive to be a leader? You know, that's not just in the union, that's as a person as well. So leadership is a big one. I would also say gentleness is another big one, especially for me. Women are emotional. And it's a beautiful thing because emotional, like we're made in the image of God. So God is also emotional in a good sense. But I think it takes a particular gentleness to be able to handle a woman's emotions. Not the irrational ones now. I can't speak for the irrational emotions because he has hold me accountable when that happens. But you know what I mean? So I leadership, gentleness, kindness. You spoke on it a little. Kindness. I know there's a trend right now where like a lot of women want those hyper dominant men, like those alpha males.
Yeah.
And there's like a trend on TikTok where it's like, oh, I love when my man is mean to other girls for me. And it's like, no, but he's a mean person though.
Yeah, that means he's just I feel like if he's mean to other girls, when the time comes where you might be irritating him, he's gonna be mean to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's like almost like it's a trend because it's the women saying, I feel so validated because he's so mean to the other girls, meaning he loves me. But it's like, again, him as a person, not just him in the capacity of you and him.
Yeah.
Him. So kindness, like, you know, do you let old ladies cross the street? Do you give dollars? Do you give change or help to people on the side of the road asking for it?
Yeah.
You know, are you kind to your siblings, your family members? Are you like when other people, if I meet other people and ask them, hey, you know so-and-so, can they tell me that's a kind person? You know?
Yeah.
So I think those three are my top three.
Okay.
On the opposite side of that, for the women, I would start off by saying modesty. Like she was speaking
Modesty, okay.
Like she was speaking on a holy man, a Christian man wants to lead.
Right.
He wants to lead. He wants to take charge. In order for him to do that, there has to be a level of reciprocation on the female end, and that would be modesty. You know what I'm saying? I want to lead. I want to take charge in this relationship, But if she's not giving me the space by doing it, like giving me the space to do so, like you speak on that hyper independent thing, that's a difficult fight. Modesty could be in terms of the way you speak, obviously the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. Like the Bible describes a modest woman to be more precious than rubies. You know what I mean? So it's like it should be a light about you that drives a man to provide and pursue you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So modesty is one. There's another one I was thinking of.
When it comes to modesty, though, don't you feel like, in general, a man is more attracted to a woman who relatively covers up more than shows?
Almost definitely.
Because
Definitely.
a lot of girls feel as if, okay, if I show more, then more guys would be attracted to me. The wrong type of guys, sure. But guys who have a good head on their shoulders, we're not attracted to that. A lot of times we actually feel sorry.
Right.
Because you don't know this is not the right way to go to attract a guy with a good head on his shoulders.
For sure.
Even more so a man of God. Because a man of God is not just a man with a good head on his shoulders, but a good spirit as well.
Oh, for sure.
So if you want to attract somebody who is good spirited as well as having a good head on your shoulders, you don't show more of your body. You show more of your character.
Absolutely.
I say this all the time. I really don't want to, but when females like show their body and stuff like that in promiscuity, it's degrading. It's
That's
degrading, honestly. Like your chances of finding a good man, it's you lowering them just by the way you dress and the way you carry yourself. You know, like you were saying, a modest woman, a virtuous woman, don't be showing their body. They show their character. They show the God within them, and that's the beautiful thing about modesty. It's like you carry yourself in a certain way. Like you ain't even gotta show me like everything underneath. It's just your character, and I can see God within you. And that's the beautiful thing within it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because it draws our attention to what's on the inside instead of what's on the outside. Obviously, we got to be attracted to you.
You know what I'm saying?
But
it's like I love God, so when I can see God oozing off you, I love that. I'm attracted to that.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's take a minute to recognize the sponsor of today's episode. This episode is brought to you by Eyes Bahamian. Eyes Bahamian is on a mission to get you to see souvenirs differently by offering high-quality, authentic items that celebrate our islands. From their stylish striped flag pouch to their unique Bahamian Cures gold mug, every piece is a conversation starter. Support a brand that supports the culture. Visit eyesbahamian.com to shop the collection today. Okay, was there a specific time like where you just thought, okay, it went from I like this person to I want to marry this person?
We just were talking about this last night.
Really?
Like I was speaking on, when I first saw Matejah, I didn't know if she was a Christian. I just knew she was a beautiful woman. So as I got to know her more, like I was speaking on, I fell more in love with the God within her. So I'm already attracted to her physically. Now I'm attracted to her spiritually. And once those two coincide, that's what love truly is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love is a sacrificial act. So when you realize how much, because I love God very much. So the fact that she's in pursuit of God in the same way, and I'm already attracted to her physically, it's not hard to love her at all. As I continue to learn more about her character, obviously there's things about her that I have to learn to love,
Yeah.
and there's things about me she can have to learn to love. But what made the switch to say, you know what, I don't just like her, but I want this girl for the rest of my life, was her being so understanding. It's so hard to find that in a woman nowadays. To know that we both young, we both imperfect, we ain't got it all together yet, but I'm willing to grow and I'm willing to settle down even at this young age and grow with this person. that's so hard to find as real. And so that's what made me say, you know what? She's all right.
She all right.
But like, in all seriousness, you know what? Like, she looks nice. Her character is amazing. She loves God. That then hard to find in itself. So,
True.
I love her.
Yeah, when you really decide, hey, I want to date somebody or I want to marry somebody who is a believer in Christ, your window of potential people goes from this to that.
Yes.
And so that's why I think it's either in Proverbs or Song of Songs, somewhere around there. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, a blessing from the Lord. And I believe that you cannot find a wife, a woman of God, unless God leads you to her. Because if you try to find her on your own, you're going to end up finding counterfeits because the devil knows that you're looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. So,
Yep. Proverbs.
in your
18,
season
22.
of singleness, was there any temptation to make marriage an idol? Did you idolize it at all?
Oh, I did. I did. OMG,
Tell me
I
about
did.
it.
Oh my gosh. So Christian TikTok is so dangerous.
Ooh.
So dangerous.
From you say Christian TikTok, I already know.
Like, oh my gosh. Like Christian TikTok, especially as a new believer or maybe like a babe in the faith, it gives you the idea that this is the standard for most believers and this is what you should be doing. And so when you're on Christian TikTok and you see girlies are meeting their husbands and getting married in 3 months.
3 months is insane.
3 months, like, and they have their house and their newborn baby, and it's like literally like straight out of a fairy tale book. It looks so enticing, and I'm like, I need to find because it's this picture that's painted that
Makes it look like
the standard, and if I find my husband, everything else clicks. If I get married, everything else in my life is going to fall in place. I'm seeing all these people getting married. They're getting their houses. They're having their babies. Their careers are taking off. Their social medias are taking off. And it's like, this is the key. I found the key. And so I got to a point where it's like, I talked to God about marriage more than anything else.
Wow.
My prayers were about finding a person or about potential people that I thought were cute at the time. Like, God, is this my husband? Like, it got to a state of paranoia where it's like every person I encountered that was attractive to me, God, is that him? Is that him? Is that him? And it was like, the conversations was like marriage drowned the conversation between me and the Lord. And it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. I had to pull back and I was like, okay, this is unhealthy. This is unhealthy. Like, it became an obsession of sorts. And it also stemmed from me not being comfortable being alone. Single seasons were always hard for me because I hate being by myself.
So do you think you had to overcome that fear of being by yourself before you found Keon?
I think so. Yeah. I think I had to overcome it. And I think it's an ongoing process. I think me and the Lord, I know me and the Lord had to go through like a deep dive into some traumas. And we had to overcome it to help me overcome some things because there's some things I couldn't take into this. It's some things I couldn't bring into vice versa. It's some things he couldn't bring into this union.
Right.
It's not to say we don't still go through our daily trials and tribulations, but it's some things that the Lord was like, no, that gotta end right here. And me struggling with being alone was one of those things. Because if I had went into this relationship with an issue of not wanting to be alone, I would have smothered him. I would have smothered him.
Would it be kind of
Like too clingy?
like
Yeah.
borderline idolatry?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Like, I would have developed a fear for him leaving. I would have become paranoid. What if he leaves me? Or what if he this? Or what if he that? And I would have been just paranoid. I didn't want that for myself. And I can confidently say I did not go through that phase.
In my first ever relationship, I had that paranoia.
Oh.
I had that paranoia. It's like, okay, what if she leaves? What if she leaves? So I tried to do everything in my power in the moments where we spent time together to make the absolute best out of every second. And like wherever she goes, I'd be like, oh, where you going? Let me go with you, yada, yada, yada. And it turned into this.
You were a believer at the time. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. And she is a believer still. And it turned into idolatry, but like you said, the paranoia type of idolatry where, oh, what if she leaves? And there was this fear. I came across a TikTok video. I feel like TikTok could be either your worst enemy or your best friend.
Literally.
Like,
Literally.
but the TikTok said, if you can't live without it, then you're not ready for it.
Exactly. When you find yourself at a place where you panicked if it leaves,
Yeah.
or you think you can't live without it, you probably don't need it.
That's powerful.
So
You
true.
probably don't need it.
So true.
Wow.
That's facts.
And that teaches us about actually keeping, because in the Bible it also says you could pursue wealth, you could pursue anything in this life, but if you ever forget the Lord in that pursuit and make that thing you're pursuing your God, everything's going to end in destruction. It's going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed because you're like a plant removed from the soil. God is our soil.
Exactly.
He is where we get our sustenance from. And so if we remove ourselves from the source and try to reach heights that every other tree is reaching by being planted in the soil, we're just going to die.
Yeah, that's a
We're
good
going to wither
analogy.
away.
That's
So
a good
true.
analogy.
That's
I like
a
that.
really good analogy, actually.
We should take that.
Don't worry, I won't copyright strike you.
Man, that was good.
You bound to find unfulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I preach all the time when I be like, it's important to fall in love with God for God and not his stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because,
Yeah.
like, even we just speaking on Proverbs, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. The Lord may put this union together, and I could start idolizing this, and I love Matejah, and I like this, I obviously I love her, but loving her in a way where it becomes unhealthy, where I forget the Lord and everything is about her. Now it's like you push God on the side and you pursue him. I mean, you pursue his stuff over him.
Yeah.
He provided that for you. You know what I'm saying? That could be used in any sense. That could be the job. That could be the opportunity. That could be anything. Anything the Lord puts in your hand, it's our job to properly steward, not to make an idol out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that there's an analogy about a rose as well. You know that a rose is beautiful, but when you hold it too tight, you're going to hurt yourself from the thorns. But when you hold it gently, you hold it enough to keep it safe, but also to not hurt yourself because of the obsession of holding it too tight.
Right.
So I think that's the same thing. God had to teach me how to not idolize like my significant other, because I was kind of crazy like about them. And
It happens.
like you said, how most of your prayers were drowned about marriage, relationships, stuff like that. That was me, because ever since I was a kid, I always wanted, like when I was in preschool, I remember this as clear as day. My preschool teacher went around the class asking everybody what they wanted to be or what they wanted in the future, like in 20 years, whatever. Everybody was saying, they want to be rich, they want to be a firefighter, have some type of job, whatever. Right. I said I wanted to be a husband with kids.
Oh.
So I had the desire from when I was a
looking
little kid.
so weird.
From
That's
like
so sweet.
like
No, but like in comparison, think about that. She probably looked at you like,
This dude. No.
like what you know about that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that's a testament to what God wanted for you. I feel like you wise beyond your years where it's scary.
Even in your preschool years. Wise be like, yeah,
Wise beyond your
yes.
years where it's scary. If I was that teacher, I'd be like, hold on now.
But kids in preschool, like, where did you learn that from? Where did that develop? That desire at that age?
I saw my parents. My parents, they, ever since I was a kid, up till this day, throughout the entirety of their marriage, they never stopped loving each other. They always, like, even though life gets busy, they still go on dates. They still take each other out. They still get each other gifts, things like that. I want that.
I love that.
I've been watching that from as a small kid. I want that. And I talked to God about it. I told God, this is what I want. And since then, he has been, building me. Obviously, there have been moments where I would idolize it or I would fall off, but Jesus would still reel me back in, tell me, hey, let's focus, let's recalibrate.
Yeah.
And he would show me the way from there.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like how, everything coming in like
Full circle. I was thinking the same
because
thing.
we started off sitting on there saying that we inspire you. And I was like, you inspiring us? Because genuinely, I kid you not, our number one goal within this marriage is to produce a healthy Christ-centered home, a family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to know that like this the product
Of a healthy
of a
one.
healthy Christ-centered family in unison, I love that. I love that.
You see, like how even at such a young age in preschool, you knew the example that was set for you produced a healthy desire in you from that young age.
Yeah.
It's through both of our unhealthy experiences, because both of our parents didn't marry our other parent. If that makes, like, we both have step parents, so we didn't see it in the way you saw it growing up. Like I saw a bit of broken home. I think you could say safely, you could say the same thing. Like we saw a bit of a broken home coming up, and so that like lit a fire under us to say, not this, not repeating that. We have to do something different. We have to be the example. We got to do what your parents did,
Yeah.
because we don't want to produce any more. We don't want to produce more of us, more children entering broken homes, and then having to figure it out the hard way that this is unhealthy, and not having to fall into unhealthy patterns because that's all you see.
Right.
Like we want to produce a you.
Oh,
We want a
thank
you.
That's a testament to show that God could use anybody, you know? To know that we come from broken families and he come from a Christ-centered family, and we
Still on the correct
all
paths.
in pursuit of the same thing.
Yes.
I love that.
That's good. And that's how Jesus, he takes people from all avenues of life and he converges our path to one point, which is holiness, righteousness.
Yes.
And that's awesome. Okay. I have a fun question, right? So, is there such thing as bare minimum or princess treatment in a Christ-centered relationship?
No.
No. What makes you say no?
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
There it is.
You saying your question was, is there such thing?
Yeah. Is there such thing? If so, what is it? If not, then why?
There is no such thing.
Can you make it a bit closer?
There's no such thing when you're doing it the right way. There's no such thing, because from the outside perspective, or through the eyes of through carnal eyes, it's seen as princess treatment. But when you're doing it the right way, that's what I wanted to speak on. What Matejah could testify to. Women have the skill, but they also have the what's the word I'm looking for? They have the skill of nurturing, but you gotta also work on that and strengthen that, because nurturing is very important. The man's job is to provide and have the vision and oversee, I guess. But most of the time, it's like we have the puzzle pieces, and we need the woman's job of nurturing to put those pieces together to make the vision clear. So if you thinking you can waltz into a marriage expecting princess treatment where I can just kick back and my husband can do everything, that's a false. That's false. You know what I'm saying? You gotta possess the skill of nurturing, incubating, if I may. You know what I mean? You gotta cultivate.
What about in the dating process?
The dating process.
Okay, I've had this idea for a bit. You know how when two people are dating, whether it be Christ-centered or secular, they say that the guy has to, open the door, buy her flowers and all that stuff. Usually in a marriage, the wife does her wifely duties and kind of reciprocates that energy by cooking for him, whether it be doing his laundry, whatever the case may be. They're not at that stage yet in dating. So what exactly is the equivalent of buying the flowers for her, opening the door for her, for
You talking
the
about
lady?
Talking about dating?
Yeah, dating. Is there an equivalent, or is there just...
It ain't really it's an equivalent, but it depends on what you view it as. Every relationship dynamic is different, and I preach that all the time. I may show love to Matejah by when she reaches home, I hug her, I kiss her, ask her about her day and stuff like that.
In the dating stage, baby.
I'm sorry, I'm just using an example. Somebody else may showcase love by just performing regular wife duties, you know what I'm saying? But in the dating aspect of it, there is an equivalent. It's just there ain't no like definite image of what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Each relationship dynamic is different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Like they each express it in their own way, their own personalized, based off of the relationship, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Are you asking like, is it that conversation between how far do you go into girlfriend? Like where is the line between girlfriend and wife or boyfriend and husband in terms of treatment?
That's a good way to put it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that's the question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. You wanna add?
you could go ahead.
I think that was a little weird for us. Because it wasn't weird for us, but I think like, because the dynamic is what the dynamic is between us, we got very close very quickly. Because we got along very well. Okay. We got along very well. But it's like when you click that naturally with a person, it's hard not to go into wife mode as a girlfriend. Like when you match with the correct person and the boxes are checked and it's working, it's like you find yourself wanting to be a wife in the girlfriend stage. And you sometimes I veered into wife territory before it's time in terms of like duties. I'd be like, did you eat today? You know, I cook something at home. You want me to come pick up some? I cook, you know, like, yeah, let me give you some food or something like that. And it's like, no, but that's wife Matejah. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but for me, that's me as a wife. That's Matejah veering from girlfriend to wife.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see how that could be seen as a dangerous thing, but on the like the silver lining of that, I would say is the Bible verse says, "He who finds a wife, not he who finds a girlfriend." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that you possess those wife qualities and the relationship is just progressing, they begin to show. So I honestly don't see nothing wrong with it. That just means.
So you think that's a good sign?
I think it's a good sign that the quality is already there.
The fact that she desires it already. Okay.
The quality is already there. They just showcasing themselves because now she's getting comfortable. Relationship is progressing. That tells me that this woman is a wife. I gotta make her a wife.
Good too.
That's fair. That's good. Love the responses. So, I've heard that there is a danger in praying and doing devotionals and being very spiritually intimate with each other in the dating or courting stage. Do you agree with that?
I disagree with that.
I also disagree with that.
Okay. Let me hear a reason why.
My take on that is, you mean to tell me that I could hold hands with one of my brothers in Christ, and we just pray and da, but I can't pray with someone who I'm in a relationship with?
Well, not saying that you can't pray with them, just you can't pray with them too much. Like, say for example, y'all meet up every day to pray.
Okay, that's a bit excessive. I would say every day.
Or doing devotionals together, Bible studies together, intimate prayers 2-3 times a week, for example.
I don't know how I feel about the routine aspect of it, where it's like we are dedicated to doing this a particular amount of times a week. The action itself, I don't find harmful. I had this debate with my friend, because when that debate initially sparked off online, she sent it to me, and I was like, what are y'all talking about? Because we prayed together in our dating stages. We also Bible studied regularly in our earlier stages, and that's what kept us grounded. Awesome. That's what kept us rooted in our morals and in our standards for the relationship. You know, an idle time spent is deadly time spent. And so instead of being idle, we got in the word, you know what I mean? We prayed and we dedicated that time to the Lord. And I see where people can find it dangerous, because people are saying like prayer is such an intimate thing. When you do it together, maybe you're leaning into territory you shouldn't be leaning in that early on. But the thing, I don't know, like we prayed for like the progression of our relationship. When we knew that we wanted to get married, our prayer shifted into, God, please make the provisions for A, B, C, D, E, F, and G for the marriage. And we had prayed together on that. But we still had our individual prayer life. Like my prayers weren't only with him and his prayers weren't only with me. And I think that's what made it a bit healthy for us. That's where I don't see the issue with that. I think because we had our separate time with the Lord, and when the time we spent together in prayer and in reading, that wasn't our primary time with the Lord. That was a secondary thing. So I guess that's why it didn't seem so dangerous.
Right.
Okay, so then it becomes dangerous when the primary time spent with the Lord is together with each other.
Right.
Because I know some people like that. They only want to go to church if they going with a girl, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at that point, you ain't even seeking wisdom or advice or counseling from the Lord. You just seeking intimacy with this woman. It's like you're trying to cheat your way into intimacy. If that makes sense.
Oh, you need a date idea.
So kind of like a shortcut in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Because I feel like it's kind of idolatry when you only go to church with a girl. Like you don't ever go by yourself, and then if there's no girl to go with, you just don't go.
Right.
That's straight idolatry, in my opinion.
Definitely is.
It is.
So,
for sure.
yeah.
But
All right.
I don't see nothing wrong with praying them Bibles.
That's fair.
Yeah, we prayed a lot in our courtship, and it was serious prayers too.
Yeah.
Like them 1 Corinthians 5:5 type prayers, where it's like, God, if this ain't for you, then tear it apart.
Right, like we prayed those prayers
We
too.
was praying serious prayers.
The prayers that didn't necessarily lean in our benefit.
Serious, bro.
Yeah.
That's a serious, bro.
We prayed, Lord. We even went as far as to say we fasted together. We fasted together regularly. Like we fasted at the beginning of every month, and one particular fast we took was to ensure that we weren't making each other idols. We was like, this fast is solely to focus on our individuality.
I remember that.
Okay.
And not become so obsessed with this relationship, because it was progressing it progressed well to the point where I was like, it's like a Disney fairy tale.
Yeah. We meshed together so well that it was so quick that it was kind of like scary, like whoa, like
Pause
moving
it.
a little too fast.
Yeah,
like
let's
I want to
just-
make sure that I ain't idolizing this woman.
Yeah.
So we decided to go on a fast from each other for a period of time. Where I say, if you hit me up between so and so hours, I probably reading or I probably doing this and then. But yeah, we made the necessary steps to make sure that God is being pursued, so that He could make sure that this works.
So would you recommend for those who are watching who are in Christ-centered courtships, relationships, or the dating stage to fast from each other for a certain amount of time so that they won't enter like a territory where it becomes idolization?
I'd recommend it. I don't see any harm in it.
It's definitely not a regular thing. I rarely have people doing it, but I would recommend it. Like we just were speaking about earlier. If you can't live without it, you shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
Yeah, like use your discretion.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
To each their
the basis just being ensure that God is sent at all times.
Okay.
I think once that's your basis, decisions you make from that basis should be healthy.
Okay. That makes sense. So during your dating stage, courtship stage, and relationship, we know that the physical attraction was strong, right? So
Definitely was.
how did we know the whole just don't do it mumbo jumbo, but what are some actual boundaries that y'all put in place to prevent things like fornication and sexual immorality, things like that?
You gotta get up out of there. You gotta get up out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like.
Oh, that's just it.
always
Just get up out of there.
Yeah.
Straight
I mean
okay.
that's the basic.
The
but
best concise
Honest-
way.
Yeah, like the word say flee. When the word says flee, it's not a suggestion. It's a command. Like there's no way around it. And I think as young people with hormones, we can be crafty in thinking that, okay, I know not to do this, so I can put this measure in place, but we ain't gotta separate at 8:00. We can hang until 10. We just can,
I know that's a good idea.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we can be like bad little children where we just push to see how far we can go without breaking the line. And it's like you break the line eventually
Yeah, let me
if
see
you
how
function like
let me
that.
see how close I get to the fire without getting burnt.
Right.
You know, it's
And
always something. We
Yeah.
with lust and sexual attraction, if you move like that, you can get burnt.
yeah.
There's
Very
no
easily.
if you will
Absolutely.
get burnt.
And if you're in a position where, okay, I'm talking about my first relationship, the one in the past, we didn't do the best job at separating at times where we'd be tempted. So we would end up getting burnt. We would be super convicted, be like, wait, we can't ever do this again.
Yeah.
You got and all of that. And then it happened again.
Right. Yeah.
So that whole you gotta, I feel like we need to stop trying to get as close to the line as possible.
Exactly.
And just turn away.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I know that it kills the romance, but I feel like we just need to be able to sacrifice some romance now
Yeah.
to maintain purity, and then later on just open the valve.
Right, exactly. Right, like you said, you gotta take your protective measures, and you gotta make sure that you doing what you do. You do what you need to do to flee.
Yeah.
Because I think for us, what was a really good help was that in the early developmental stages of our relationship, we found friendship. And so when it came time for those tempting moments and you wanting to like go deeper into intimacy and you want to just push the line a little further, we had to remind ourselves like, wait, we actually don't need to go that. We don't need to do that. Like our friendship is sufficient enough for intimacy. Our relationship without going into that territory is sufficient enough. Like our intimacy doesn't revolve around pushing this boundary. It's almost like this notion that the further I push, the more I get closer to intimacy.
Yeah.
It's like you getting closer to this intimacy, but intimacy isn't solely sexual.
Okay.
And
Like
so,
in the same way, you could hang out with one of your friends and have a good time laughing and whatnot. You go and feeling fulfilled. We already established our friendship, so we could just do that. You know what I mean?
that ain't to say that the temptations disappeared. They did not disappear.
They definitely did.
Some practical things.
And
We had
as
to
the
do practical
relationship
things.
progressed, they seriously intensified.
Yeah, they definitely did.
So do you think the more you keep those boundaries, the more it intensifies in a way?
Most definitely.
wow.
That's literally the Christian walk itself. The more you pursue Jesus, the more the enemy pursues you. So
Another practical thing that I did, which is uncomfortable, but it was
Right.
necessary.
Uh-huh.
I let my mom keep me accountable.
Oh.
And yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's an uncomfortable conversation to have. But I feel like if I am having issues staying true to this boundary, or we're collectively having an issue staying true to this boundary, I can stay truer to it, knowing that my mommy voice in the back of my head now. Because I know she's aware.
yeah.
She's
That's
aware of the struggle. And so it's like when you know that your parents are aware of the struggle, it's like come on now. Mommy thinking knowledge in the back of mommy head. That make me feel weird. So
Yeah.
That's why
it was a
important.
measure I took.
The Bible speaks on confiding in your brothers and sisters, seeking accountability, through voicing it. Voicing it is important because once you say it, now you have the accountability, even when they ain't there, of knowing that this person knows and they expect better.
Yeah.
From you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Voicing it, like you said, is really important. Because I think a lot of people internally struggle, and I think that's where lust really is like run people over. It's the internal struggle and not talking about it because it's so taboo. People don't talk about it. They struggle with it in silence, and then it catches up. They fall, and it's like, who do I talk to about this?
Right.
There's not a lot of resources for young Christians or Christians entirely who struggle with lust or who fall into sexual immorality or fornication. It's not a lot of resources because in a lot of churches they can look at you like y'all did that, y'all was that close to,
Yeah.
So
a
I
lot
think-
of them are gonna just judge you
Right.
for doing it instead of helping you get out of the struggle.
Exactly.
The response is always you shouldn't do it, rather than, okay, I already did it. Now what do I do?
Right.
You know what I
Like
mean?
help me out the pit or help me from falling into the pit.
Instead, they judge you for falling in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even getting close to the pit.
Yeah.
And I think the first step is not being so taboo about it. Like a lot of people and a lot of churches paint sex before marriage as a dirty thing, and it is sin. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I don't encourage it in any way, shape, or form. But they leave out the part where sex is a part of the desire for sex, and intimacy is a part of the human design.
Absolutely.
It's literally just a part of the human anatomy and a part of the way God created us. He created us. Sex is a good thing. He created it as a good thing. It should be in the container of marriage.
Right.
Right. But I think the struggle becomes harder when if you fall, you think, oh my gosh, I'm such a dirty person for even wanting that.
Like you say, it's a good thing, but within the parameters of marriage, that's when it produces good results. Like you feel the fulfillment afterwards and stuff like that. But like you were saying, they paint sex before marriage in such a bad light. I mean, it is sin. You know what I'm saying? Make sin look like sin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they paint it in such a bad light that even within the parameters of marriage, it's like it still has the effect.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
It
That's
still has
real
the
too.
effect.
That's real too. I've seen a lot of TikToks where
It's like on our wedding night, and they just sitting on the bed like
They're nervous. Like,
Like,
what do we do now?
because it's like they paint it in such a bad light where it's like even within the parameters of marriage, I don't think we should do it. You know what I
right,
mean?
because subconsciously they're being told that sex is a bad thing, and so even when you're allowed, you still subconsciously believe that I am dirty for doing this or dirty for wanting this.
It's literally a fire. Like it does a great job keeping the house warm when it's in the fireplace, but the minute the fire escapes that fireplace out of the context for which it was made,
Oh, that's
Yes.
good.
the house now burns
That's
down.
Yeah, that is good. You got to think for
you
analogies.
killing it with these analogies.
Analogies are good.
Especially, I love analogies, so
Yeah.
I've been talking to God about it. But yeah, that's very true to the point where some churches just don't talk about sex at all. Like whether it be fornication, masturbation is a whole another ballpark.
Yeah.
That's a sin in itself,
whole-
man. Like
And it's not talked about enough in the church.
exactly, the church. I feel like they stay away from anything sexual because it's such a sensitive thing.
Right, but if we don't learn about it in the churches, where are we going to learn about it?
So
From the
Exactly.
world.
And if you learn about it from the world, we're gonna learn the wrong things about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So, my last question: what is a lie that Christian culture, whether it be TikTok, social media, society, whatever, what is a lie that Christian culture tells us about dating or courting that's actually not true?
I don't really have a lie that they tell you off the
Right.
top of my head, but I do have a lie that they show you, and they show you that it is perfect and that it flows easily.
Like once you find this person, life is just gonna
Once you
be
find
sunshine
Yes.
and rainbows.
Life
Okay.
is peachy.
Yeah.
And going into it, I low-key started to believe that. Because within the span of our relationship, we didn't have an argument. It sounds crazy, but we didn't have an argument or a bickering or fight, none of that until like maybe our 5-month
6 months.
stretch.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went through 5 months without having an argument or any
Just
sort
giggling.
of bickering.
Just deep.
Just
So
kiki in.
I assumed it's an easy road. You know what I mean? Like we love each other so much that it's easy, it's fun. Until you reach the point where,
Yeah.
you know, I love this woman so much, she makes me mad. You know? Because she points out everything in me that I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Every part of me that I've been hiding for years,
She's
she's around me so much, and she loves me enough to point it out and say, you know what, Keon, that ain't a part of you. That's just a negative habit you picked up and you carry on through the span of your life. So now I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But now you gotta learn to love it because she just wants the best for you, and vice versa. So that's the lie I would say. They paint it in such a beautiful light. What I mean, courtship,
It is a beautiful
It is
light.
beautiful,
but it's not a perfect.
You also gotta be
It
realistic.
requires work.
Yeah.
You putting two imperfect people together and painting an image of something perfect. That's cow.
Yeah.
I'd say a similar thing. I was thinking the same thing. I think the lie is like marriage is the perfect final destination. Like once you're there, you've arrived. Like the journey of hardship is over because you got married.
Doesn't the journey of hardship
It begins.
Oh boy.
You get married, and that's not to scare people. Like it's a beautiful process of learning and growing and being stretched by the Lord and like capacity expanding. But I think for the women especially, I know for me, I thought when you got married, I was gonna live like Nara Smith. I was gonna get everything homemade and organic, and I was gonna just make him a homemade meal when he comes home from work. But like the reality is, I go to work too.
Yeah.
And I'm tired. We're both tired when we get home.
Right.
But the house still has to function. We still have to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still have to provide. We still have to our roles. We still have to show up in our roles despite how tired we are in our daily lives. It's like as a single person, if I come home from work and I'm tired, I don't gotta cook for nobody. If I'm having a down day where I'm just feeling lazy and I don't want to clean up my room, I didn't have to clean it. I sat in that because it was only me. Now I have an entire person, my person to consider.
Right.
And no one properly prepares you for that.
Oh, wow.
It's like that selfishness, which we all have, it literally disintegrates.
That has to go.
It has to. Wow. And you learn a new level of selflessness. Some days I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't want to cook. Some days I don't want to do it, and he doesn't force me to. He never forces me to. He's like,
yeah,
if
that's
you,
kind of him.
Yeah, very. He's like, if you just ain't feeling it today, that's fine. But there's this drive. The God is building this drive in me to still show up when I'm tired.
Okay.
And the same thing for him. So the lie being that it's all just smooth sailing. It requires work.
Yeah, like they say, not say, but like they paint it as when you get married, you automatically slide into the roles within the marriage.
Easily.
Rather than having to learn the roles of marriage. Yeah.
And even in conflict resolution looks different in marriage because when you dating, you could just walk away. We live together. Where we can like
where you going?
Where we can't go. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't just like walk away. Like we have to sit in the same space. If we have to sit in the same space heated, now we have to a new level of conflict resolution we have to learn because we can't just sit in the room fuming. We can't just sit there staring at I staring at this wall, he's staring at this wall, our back turned. Yeah, like it forces you to learn a lot of things that you wouldn't have learned in the dating stage. It intensifies a lot of things.
Magnifies.
Yes.
I've heard that a lot. That marriage magnifies the issues that need resolution
And
instead of just true. It really shows what's deep down.
Whole job.
Like your habits and stuff. Because two flesh are becoming one. Like you're literally joining souls.
Yep.
And so everything that has been going on up here habitually will be exposed to the other person.
Absolutely.
So
and even to self.
Even to self. Because the other person is like a mirror for yourself.
Exactly.
It's like two mirrors. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. That's powerful.
Very, very.
Yep.
Yeah. But anything else y'all have to add to the conversation?
I'd say marriage is beautiful. It is beautiful. It teaches you selflessness. It teaches you unconditional love, because love really shouldn't be conditional in a marriage. It teaches you the heart of Christ.
Absolutely.
It teaches you to be more like Christ. Absolutely. It is not easy, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. So worth it. So worth it.
Awesome.
I'd speak to the dating part. It's important to understand that you have to know or learn how to love God before you could even kid yourself into thinking you could love someone else.
Oh, wow.
With that same amount of desire, you know?
Yeah.
It's impossible to show something you don't even know you receive.
Oh, wow.
Or you don't even know you experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my little nugget.
It's powerful.
You ate.
Well, yeah, you did. Well, thank you both so much for joining me for this episode today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. It was an honor. And thank you guys for joining us in this episode. Be sure to tune in for the next one. I'm going to drop y'all Instagram and TikTok into the video as well. So go and check these beautiful people out. By the way, how old are you guys?
21, 22.
22. How old you thought we was?
19, 20. That's like 3 years away from me.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're married 3 years away from me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to get like y'all.
I love this for you.
I'm trying to get like y'all.
I'm excited.
But I'm excited too. But
I must say the where you at right now, it looks very promising.
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I see it for you.
promising.
I see it.
I receive it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And without further ado, this is the end of this episode, and we will see you guys in the next